Hey everybody, I've been wanting to hop on all day and talk with you all about delegation. And I want to talk about it right now because it's October 3rd. It is fall busy season. We think of fall as this wonderful cozy time, but we've made it so busy because there's so many things we want to do to savor the moment, to soak up all the fun. And it can be a lot of wonderful, happy, beautiful things. It can also be a pile up of things that we feel guilty if we don't do all of them or if we don't do all of them perfectly. And that's really hard as a parent. And I know you are a parent that wants to be a good parent and wants to be one of the best versions of your parent that you can be. So I want to give you a tool called delegation because we don't talk about it enough, right? I know this so well because I struggled with it immensely in the first years of parenthood. After being a preschool teacher for 10, 12 years, I was so excited to do all of these wonderful things with my kid. And I knew a lot of tips and tricks about what to do. And I was thinking, oh, we have to do this and we have to do this. And I wanted to do all of it. But I learned the hard way, I wanted to do all of it. And I can't do all of it because I'm one person. I'm not at capacity to do all of the things. And that was almost painful to learn. I felt so guilty anytime I wasn't a part of anything that might be kind of sort of a little bit special, which my rational brain says, that's ridiculous. Of course you can't do all the things. Of course you can't be part of everything, Jenny. You are one person. But my heart wanted so badly to be deeply connected with all those things that it really took a conscious effort to learn that. And you might feel this in a different way. You might feel this in the sense of scrolling through social media and seeing all the things people are doing, seeing all of the ideas. Do this year, go to this thing. When you're at the pumpkin patch, get a pumpkin so you can do this big activity, or try this for Halloween, add this new tradition, and all these things that can be fun, can be wonderful, can be part of making the family you want, but can also be a big fat pile of unrealistic expectations and pressure. I don't want you to burn out. I don't want you to have meltdown moments of your own trying to do the special things. I don't want you to be crying or yelling during what's supposed to be quality time with your kid because you're so tired, because you're cranky, because you're stretched too thin, because all of those emotions are weighing on you, trying to be the one doing all of it when you can't. It's not feasible to do everything. And I say this especially thinking of how, as a teacher, my 9-to-5 experience of how I could go really hard and go all out for my classroom because I was coming home at the end of the day and getting nourished and replenished. Parenthood is a 24/7 job. You can't do that same energy when it's at home with you. So you have to take that into consideration. So think this fall about how you can delegate. It might be delegating some of the things that you kind of want to do, but they're not like your biggest priority, so you can let those go. It might also be a chance to not have to do the things you don't want to do, and that's okay too. That does not make you a bad parent if you are not that into the pumpkin patch, or you're not that into sipping hot cocoa by the fire. Like, if that's important to your kid or other people in your family, you can let somebody else do that. So I want to give you an example of how my family and another family in our neighborhood, we partnered up today to do this. Today was one of those days I had to just scrap work. It was an unexpected school closure day. Not that unexpected, knew it was coming, but it's hard to prepare for those. And we're in a time where I can't expect to get a whole lot done. This happens as a parent, right? Where you have to be home with your kid. You can't get work done. And so sometimes you have to just roll with it. So I decided to make a day of it. And I said, you know what? We're going to take advantage of this. Instead of waiting for the weekend to do some fall family fun stuff all together, I'm going to take my son to the pumpkin patch today. And that's going to free up our family weekend for some other things. And you know what? This was great for my husband because he kind of didn't really care about going to the pumpkin patch. I looped in another family who their schedule has gotten really busy. They're not feeling at capacity. And again, those two parents are like, pumpkin patch's not super important for me, but I know my kid really wants to. So I brought this other kid because I'm the parent that wants to do it because I'm the ex-preschool teacher who thinks pumpkin patches are amazing. Not everybody does, and that's okay. So they got to delegate that to me. I got to do something that was one of the important fall things the kids did, and that was a really great use of time. Other fall stuff that are important, that can happen otherwise. Here's an example. My son and my husband, they love football. They love it. I don't. That's not important for me to do this fall, but it's important for them. So now I can feel pretty good about delegating that out to them and recognizing I don't have to be part of it just because it's special to you guys. I can let this be a special thing for you all. Same with if I had a kid who was older and wanted to get scared, and if any of you know me, I am the biggest wuss in the world and would be terrified of the smallest haunted house possible. That's where I would delegate that out to somebody. You know, there's so many wonderful opportunities for wonderful things, and I, as a parent, don't have to be part of every single one of them, and I can still be a good parent. We don't talk about delegation often enough, and I know this is true because I see how much isolation we put ourselves in. I see how tired and exhausted people are because we're not supporting each other enough. There's not enough teamwork and camaraderie because our society has set itself up that way. So I want you to take some time and think about a couple different things. This fall, what's actually important to you to do or experience? What's in line with your values, not the thing you think you should do, the thing everybody else does, the thing you see all over Instagram. What's actually important to you? Maybe think of like 1 to 3 things. It's hard to think past that many, so start with 1 to 3 things. Otherwise, you can get overwhelmed. And then if you have a couple of ideas already on the top of your head of what's not number 1, 2, or 3 for you, but you know it's a need your kid has, or you know it's something that would be good for your family in other ways, think of how you might delegate that out. It might be specifically asking the other parent in your household, if you're in a dual parent household, will you take this on? This seems like something that would be wonderful for you all. Can you do this? Maybe inviting it to be part of a grandparent experience if you have parents who live nearby, or if they're visiting at a certain time. That could be a great thing. If you have friends or family or neighbors, if your kid has a best friend and you're close with their family and they're going to do something, they can get lumped in. That's what we did. There are lots of different ways to delegate, and it's really important because, like I said, you do not want to be the tired parent who is overworked and so high strung that all the wonderful things you're trying to do with your family end up feeling like complete and utter disasters because you're exhausted. So you're snapping at your kid who's also hangry because it's a little bit later. You're trying to squeeze in an activity and it's too late in the day and it's really snack time. You know, stupid, silly things like that really affect our parenthood. They're very real. They're not stupid. It's just when in the moment when it keeps you from doing what you want to be doing, it feels pretty stupid and irritating. And I don't want you to feel defeated by something that small. Okay. So I want you to go think how you can delegate something else out this fall. If you've got a good idea, please leave a comment. If you have a question about how to do this, post that question and maybe someone else can answer what they've done, or Felicia and I can give you some tips. We would love to have this be an idea bank, something that helps you save your fall instead of trying to savor everything. Help you savor what you want to save your fall. I'm trying to think of a really good slogan or pun here, and I'm not prepared for do that, but something about savoring and saving without doing all of it. Okay? All right. I'll talk to y'all later.